As 23-year-old Jill Stevens warms up for her 6th career marathon, she remembers her last race, an historic first-ever marathon in war-torn Afghanistan.
Whenever I'm running, I'll always remember that marathon in Afghanistan. You can never forget such an experience like that.
That was just 7 months ago. Jill spent her formative years in Kaysville, Utah, one of 7 children in a family full of musicians, yet she was always a fitness fanatic and began running during her junior year of high school.
I at first actually hated running. Oh my gosh, I hated it. It was just like every step I was like counting down the miles.
But the hate for running quickly turned into love.
I did my first marathon the year I graduated high school. When I finished that marathon, it was just like, I gotta keep doing this, and it was just the coolest experience.
Soon Jill would have another life-changing experience after a National Guard recruiter visited her high school.
If you would have asked me 5 years ago if I was gonna be in the Army, I would have rolled over laughing so hard. There was no way.
But like her first time running, Jill quickly changed her mind.
I never thought I would join, but I just heard cool things, because I love challenges. I love having an adventure in life and all that stuff. And you know, saw the benefits for school. I knew I was going into nursing, so I was like, medical field in the Army, this would be great. And it was just right up my alley.
After completing boot camp, Jill began going to college in Cedar City. Then the day before Thanksgiving 2003, she got her first call to active duty. Her 211th Aviation Unit was on their way to Afghanistan.
I was really excited, and my family, they were a little bit scared for me, but they knew I could handle it because they knew that's what I lived to do. Getting to Afghanistan, it was the coolest thing in the world. Every day I woke up and I was like, I can't believe I'm in Afghanistan right now. It was just insane. I worked in an aid station every day. That's where my assignment was. That's where I was stationed, and I just took care of 6 soldiers and pilots. I was in the aviation department, so I'd also be a medic on support on missions and all that stuff for troops or different things like that. So I'd get on a lot of flights. And so it's way cool just flying on the Blackhawks or Chinooks or different things like that.
Jill would spend 12 months in Afghanistan where everyday life was stressful. She constantly wore body armor and carried a weapon.
You kind of have to have an outlet over there, and running was one of them. When I first landed in Afghanistan, that was probably one of the first questions I asked, where am I allowed to run? And it turns out the soldiers that I was replacing told me that there was a 6-mile running route around the perimeter of the base, but the only problem, though, is that it was through a minefield.
Jill ran every day, and then in October of 2004, she heard about a marathon being planned at a nearby base. It would be the first marathon ever in Afghanistan.
My unit, the 211th Aviation, got attached to the 25th Infantry Division. They're out of Hawaii, and so everyone was from Hawaii, and then there was the Utah National Guard. And so they wanted to do the Honolulu Marathon because a lot of the soldiers were, they ran it every year, but since they were in Afghanistan, they decided to set it up.
And Jill began to train. Then on December 12, 2004, 187 runners braved cold winter desert conditions and difficult wartime logistics and staged the Honolulu Marathon in Tarankot.
It ended up being beautiful weather. It was probably one of the greatest marathons, seriously. There was one hill in the course, so you had to run it 5 times because the route was a 5.29-mile course. So we had to make 5 laps just to get the 26 miles. And I remember coming up on that hill one time. It was my favorite part of the marathon, the race, and because it would just look out and you could just see so much of Afghanistan. And it really is a beautiful country over there, absolutely beautiful. You'd see mountains all around you. Actually looks a lot like Utah. Afghanistan does, really, and I felt like home there.
And she had an extra motivation for running.
My motivation behind it was actually the women of Afghanistan, because probably on 3 or 4 occasions I only got to see the women over there. The women were always in the house. They have to be covered up and all that stuff. I mean, if they make eye contact with anybody, they have to, they're thrown in prison. The women there don't have any freedom. It was like a drive, an inner drive for me to, you know, I'm proud to be an American woman, and here I am, you know, running, and I'm able to do this. I have my free will to do whatever I want, and it was just, I wanted to do it for them, and I hope, you know, I know they will be free one day.
Jill's inspiration helped her cross the finish line first for the women and 7th overall in a running time of 3 hours and 45 minutes.
To be the first female finisher of the first Afghanistan marathon It's surreal to me. I just can't believe that's me.
Jill has been stateside for just over 3 months now and is back in school. Last Monday, she ran the KJAZ TV Deseret News Marathon in a PR 3 hours, 12 minutes, and 28 seconds. Was first in her age group, the 6th woman to cross the finish line, and 26th overall.
Oh man, I just couldn't believe that they said 3:12:28 when I crossed. That's a PR for me. I never thought, I mean seriously, I just can't believe I did that on a Deseret News Marathon. I'm ecstatic.
And now Jill has many more amazing experiences to look forward to.
I will be starting nursing school this fall, and I'm scheduled to get my bachelor's in 2 years, just 4 semesters later. And after that, I probably have future residency in Iraq, I'm sure. But I'm excited to go back, you know, because it's just incredible what we're doing over there.